Well, this is my third attempt at this Apollo 8 image that is just incredibly crispy. Let me not waste any more time. Let's enlarge enough and show this amazing image. Boy, I have not seen an image this crispy. That you can enlarge it 1000% and it's still showing the detail. Look at that. Oh my. No, there is no evidence on the moon. There's nothing on the moon, just little rocks and sand. Look at that. My. It's just incredible. Look at that. Impact crater. That's not an impact crater in a million years. Look at that. It's a reptile head right there. Look at the right eye, the left eye, then another pair of eyes here, then a bigger face. This is the left eye and this is the right eye. So the whole thing is one gigantic sculpture. Reptile. This looks like, my goodness. And then look how it spreads up in every direction. Then every single thing is a sculpture here. This is just amazing. Look at that. It's just incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. Look at that. Another, well, every single one has faces and eyes, and look at these towers. I mean, this something look like a scenery from Harry Potter. Well, Harry Potter don't even come close to this. Look at the tubes and all this incredible structure, man. You tell me that those astronauts didn't see anything and no. And NASA doesn't know if shoot. All the freaking astronauts were lying to their teeth. I mean, how can you don't see this? This is miles large and miles tall. Even flying at 800 miles away, you will see clearly all of it. There's no way to miss all of this. Look at this thing. It looks like a bathtub filled with structures. Look at those buildings, man. It's just, I look like glass. And it's like energized too. So bright. Look at that. It's just amazing, man. I mean, I cannot get over this image. Is so crispy. You can see every single detail. People have to see this image. I mean, it's just no way to miss all of this. Then look at the horizon line right there, right here. It's all the structure still sticking out. This is the horizon line, and you can see buildings sticking out. Check it out. Look at the buildings, man. This is just, they didn't even stop anywhere. This is one solid, the whole moon is like that. Just like Venus, Mercury. The only thing is this thing is over our heads. That's the only difference, and this is not like 500 million miles away. No, this thing is right on top of our heads. So that, having said that, you got to know that there are millions of entities living there and doing things, and that bullshit that they're gonna build a base to launch ships from there to Mars. No, they're not gonna build anything. These people are not gonna let them build nothing. You tell me what kind of rover is gonna roll over that? There is no roads, there is nothing. You got to fly over. Hope, like with a helicopter. And even so, it'll take you years to go over every single building. I mean, millions, thousands of years probably to go to every single structure and know what's in there. There's nothing you can do. I mean, there is no way you can know everything about this place, which is above our heads. Just look at that, man. Technology, that's technology right there. And I saw pictures that show forest. In that book, we found bases on the moon, and the other book, somebody else is living on the moon. I mean, somebody else is on the moon. They show images of forest. Oh my God, tell me okay, it didn't freeze. Oh, look at that enormous head right here. And that one, and this one, I mean, it's all heads, and faces, eyes. You wouldn't know what was what unless you're there. Just think about that. That is only one piece of the moon. Imagine the other pieces that we don't know nothing about. This thing looks like a deer, but with horns and shit. And it's like it has a crown of horns. And it has a tooth that stick up, and it has eyes and more eyes, and that's the neck. But it's all buildings. That's the kick-ass part. And you see these faces here. I mean, it's just, I don't know how to describe the whole thing. It's just a lot. It's a lot to swallow. I can imagine somebody that had never seen anything like this, he would say that, oh, you made that up. This is all bull crap, really. the evidence is everywhere on the images. You just have to find the images and work them up. Work each image and see what you find there. Look at that. I mean, if I start doing drawings, I'll be doing lines forever there. Let's look at that right there. That is one enormous head with another pair of eyes here, small head, bigger pair of eyes, and a bigger, and it's just, but it's all a structure, and you can see everything is aligned, perfectly aligned. Look at this huge head. It looks like one of those monsters from The Hobbit, the movie The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. Those ugly, nasty monster dudes. That's what this looks like. This right here. Look at the mouth, the cheekbones, and then the eyes with a reptile pupil. But then there is another pair of eyes and another bigger pair of eyes, and it gets bigger and bigger, and then you see that the entire thing is one gigantic head or face, and it just keeps going. Look, it's another one here looking very scary looking deal right there, and with a bigger one right up here. Then it gets weirder and bigger. And every part has tiny parts that all, like this one right here, it looks like a giraffe. Look at the whole structure, look like a big ass giraffe head with a neck, but it's all structures. And look at this dish with a hexagon shape, and it has it's so bright that you only see this little thing sticking out. That right there. That's all you can tell about that bright ass, whatever that is. Then you got this one right here. And it's a huge pair of eyes. There's a face right here. And then there is another pair of eyes made out of the right eye of this face right here. And then look at this right here in the front. This is another, but that is a big face, and that's the snout. And it looks like the tongue is sticking out a little bit, like a huge ass tiger, not tiger, I don't know how to describe this type of, I guess this is a dragon or, I mean, look at this down here. It looks like it has the mouth wide open. And that's the bottom jaw. This is the upper jaw with a small face in the tip. Then another pair of eyes, another pair of eyes, another pair of eyes, and a big ass pair of eyes. This is just amazing, man. So that's only like I said, this is so freaking big and complex that it'll take forever to dissect this thing. And that's not a row either. That is just a flat part of with this structure right here. And look at all this vertical layer buildings or structures. And look at this one. And this one right here. Wow. Even the pupil is super visible right there. Look at the pupil. That's what the pupil is. all the little windows and shit like that. And I can imagine walking there. There's no way to walk. It's got to be internally. And I imagine that they not teleport, but maybe that's what they do. They teleport inside, appear in another side. I just cannot imagine how complex that shit is inside. Well, if you think a fire ant nest is complex, well, laugh about that. This is complex. I mean, all I see is pairs of eyes in every which way. Oh man, this is incredible, man. What a picture, man. The person that sent me this image didn't say nothing. He just put this link in the comments. I guess he knew what I was talking about when I showed the Apollo 17 structure. He probably say, oh, this guy knows. This guy knows. I need to show him this image. Oh, thank you so much, because I have never found this image specifically this crispy. It's about the best image I've seen, black and white. Look at that right there. My. Look at that, man. That is one gigantic eye, but this one is even bigger. This is one eye, and this is another eye. Kind of faded, but let me show you right there. That's the pupil, and that's the eye right there. Look, that's one eye, and this is the other eye right there. It's two black spherical things right here. This one and this one. But that makes a big ass eye. Look at that. And this is another big ass eye. This is the only way to see all of it. Just to give you an idea how enormous this thing is. And I haven't even got around the Tsiolkovsky crater. Imagine, that's how much is there to see. %,000% enlargement. Look at this. This is another left eye, right eye. That's a face. Oh my God, this is so amazing, man. It's diabolically beautiful, but it doesn't look friendly at all. Well, not to us. Wow. Look at this reptile head, or reptilian head right there, made out of these layers, structure and layers. And then you have this thing that looks like a freaking machine or something. Oh, I didn't know that you could enlarge this thing this big. Wow. To be able to see this close, look what the building look up close. My. This is crazy, man. In fact, I need to take the filter off because we're missing this. Look at that shit. My goodness. That is a hell of an amplification. I didn't know you could do that with this picture. This is way over 1,000. I mean, this is about 5,000% or more. Look at that shit. My goodness. I mean, you're talking about a ground level, almost like 20 or 50 feet above the ground. Wow, man, that is crazy. Boy, we are talking about close. This is close. Let me darken a little bit to give it more, there you go, more shape. Oh my goodness, what a picture, man. This is it. And I'm not even using the zoom it at all. This is in the picture itself. Whoever found this picture really found gold. Look at that, man. You can see the divisional parts, individual buildings and everything. So that's the bottom corner of the image. Now we're going up. My goodness. You don't need any Photoshop. This is it. This is it. No Photoshop needed. My. You looking at this here? This is, wow, man, way out there. As they say in the hippie time, this is far out. Look at that enormous face. This is one huge ass face, or faces. Then look at the tubes, and look at all this, and the tubes that go vertical. I mean, the carvings, it's just incredible, man. Check it out. Well, any closer than this, I don't think you can get. Imagine the picture that NASA must have. This thing is like a snake, like some kind of reptile with a huge head and face. like one of those salamanders that live in Japan, the giant salamanders. Look at the square mouth, that's the eye. Look at this, he has a bigger pair of eyes right here. And then another pair of eyes here and another, oh man, this is just like never-ending thing. Look at that, that looks like a glass tower. 3 pillars facing this way. See, and the structure keep going into space. This is no, it doesn't end here in the surface. It should keep going up. That's something I learned long time ago. That you can, that once you magnify this deal, you will find out that the space, the ground and space is just the same. That's what NASA doesn't want to reveal to us. I discovered that a while back from the Apollo 8 precisely, the same one that took this picture. I can imagine the kind of picture that this NASA assets had, especially from the Cassini orbiter, which came by that moon Enceladus within 50 feet, 50 miles or less, 25 miles. Imagine, that's right above it. The picture I seen on Cyclops.org are incredible, but they manipulate the images. If they would post pictures like this one, at least, wow. You will never find an image from Cassini less than several thousand miles away from Enceladus or any other moon that Cassini has gone by. Titan. Look at that, my. Look at that enormous space. The right eye, the pupil look with hexagonal structure, was not hexagonal, but it has several, it looks like a margarita flower with this, whatever this is. And then that would be the nose, and that's the other eye, right there. Boom. Made out of structures. Look, another pair of eyes, one here, one here. Another one one here, another. Oh, it's just everywhere. Look at this tube that goes here and becomes a round, spherical, whatever. And then there is this entrance. Oh my. In 2006, I found an image of a glass tunnel entrance on the moon. I think I posted that image. I can't find it anymore. I didn't realize the importance of that image until now. I have posted already about 1,300 videos of the research, and I still have a long way to go. Look at this. You can see it. Look. Boom, boom, one eye, boom, boom, the other. Oh, this one is one eye, is another eye. So these two match, these two match. It's just a crazy deal. Everything has, look, another eye, another eye. So you got two pair, one pair, another pair, another pair. Then this big one has another one on this side that matches that one. Let's go towards the crater, the Tsiolkovsky crater. Look how bright these buildings are. Look how they this way, that way, that way, this way, that way. It goes in every which way. Direction here is just crazy. Damn. I can put a filter. But it's not gonna do any good. The picture is being overexposed right on these areas. I doubt that this is the picture came like that. They did that. I don't know how this person got this image so crispy, but those bright parts, he couldn't. Look at that right there. Look at the complexity of that place right there. Look, that's the dragon mouth. Even the teeth, the nostrils, but this is a head right here, a diabolical looking head. Then you have faces along the side. Look at that, there is this structure right here that is in steps. It's like a double. Then you have this face right here with a bright deal and a tube sticking out. It's just incredible. at that closer. Look at that. Wow. This whole thing is just a trip. It look almost like one of those Chinese dragon representation, but more complex, of course. Look, that's the chin. Supposed to be the bottom jaw of that dragon-looking mouth. And there is not a single place that has not been worked. This is just wow, man. I mean, I'm not even using any zoom in, nothing. This is in the picture itself. You click again and becomes huge. Look at that, man. Look at that monster head right there. There's a spherical thing right here inside this round oval shaped thing that has a, I don't know how to describe this. I know that this is some kind of reptile head with horns. It looks like a dragon too. Look at the eyes, the pupil, and there's a tube that comes down, and that makes another face right here with a spherical thing on the top. Look at this shit. This is cool, but incredibly diabolical. My goodness. And no, that wasn't built by any Anunnaki guys. This is totally different. This is somebody else with a lot more technology, way much more technology. Look how the thing is aligned, 1, 2, 3, they're aligned perfectly. Then you see that it's aligned the other way too, this way. This way, look at all the structures that are aligned. Then look, it's aligned this way vertical, horizontal, it's diagonal, it's aligning every which way. That's like what I call perfection. See how this 1, 2, 3, and it keeps going, look. That's the last one in this picture that is aligned diagonal that way. And look at this building right here. Look at that. That's another head right there, made out of tubes. I mean, any architect on earth should be ashamed to call himself an architect. Once you see this, it's like my friend that is he's a builder. He told me, man, we don't have anything to build something like that. That thing was built from above. I don't know how, but you can't build something like that the way we build things on Earth. This is beyond my knowledge, he told me. He told me the only way I can see they could build something like that is from above. And how you gonna do that with a bunch of gigantic helicopters? Or there's no other way to suspend. Then I told him, no, that was done with plasma, softening the terrain and explaining how it was done, exactly like Dr. Berggruen said it was. They use high intensity, that's why the moon smells like burn gunpowder, like sulfur, because it was molten. We didn't get to the crater. There it is. Now let's see what the crater has to offer. Look at the amount of, oh, it's even more structures surrounding that thing. Look at that. My God, what a freaking work. Like I say, whoever sent me this image found the best image I've seen so far from the Apollo 8. Well, yeah, from this part of the moon. This is about the best picture I've ever seen. I mean, you can see details that you don't see in really many pictures. Well, really in any picture, not like this. You can enlarge this thing way up. And that's only 200%, imagine. I could go 1,000% and you won't see but blurred. Check it out. Big time fail, look, right eye, left eye. There's a spherical thing in between. I guess that's the third eye. I don't know. This is another eye. This is another eye. Here. Oh, it's just, wow. Look at that. Look at this one with the mouth almost open. But it's really an eye. Check it out. That is one eye. That's an eye and the pupil. Wow. The NASA black out this thing. Look at that. You can see only pieces of it. Check it out, what was left of the blackout they did on that, around that. Dr. Bergman say that that is an electromagnetic vehicle. It looked like it. And John Lear said that that's the vehicle that towed the moon into the orbit that is right now. But I don't think so. Because I know that the moon itself is a craft. You don't need any towing chair to move it anywhere. Look at it. Oh my God, look at this building, man. Crispy. This is just amazing, man. What a picture. Can't get over it. This picture is just, like I said, I never got a picture that you can enlarge it this much and it's still looking okay. That's around that supposed to be cratered, not then cratered. None of the moon holes are cratered, none of them. And I deducted that long before I heard of Dr. Bergman. Because the way the craters look, they don't look like impact craters, but molten holes with perfect rims. An impact crater has striations radiating from the center out. And you see material that, when something hit, sheer sprinkle everywhere. None of that is present anywhere in the solar system that I have seen. None of them. I mean, you can be here for hours and you still won't cover the entire picture at this size. Look at the detail, man. It's just amazing. This person sent me the best picture I've ever seen so far from there. It's amazing, man. Just look at that. Just think about what would they be doing all day long every day? How do they move? What do they eat? Maybe humans. That's one shit to consider. And then I heard that they capture souls. And this is a prison planet that we never get to go anywhere. We just keep reincarnating over and over and over unless we achieve what they call nirvana. And nirvana means a higher state of consciousness. Look at this diabolical face right here. Look at this. This is an eye made with this tube. Boom. And then it's another second eye made. And the tube goes from here goes under, then pops out here, then goes all the way here, then it divides into two, and then comes out down here again, and look, it turns into another pair of eyes, and I mean another eye, and there's the other eye for this face right here. And this look like a snake head, and I mean, it's just, if I could just describe this whole thing, it would be to write a book about that one picture. And look at this part right here. This is just crazy, man. This is just insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Check it out. My. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, it's all these faces are diabolical. That's period. Don't look any friendly, and then look at this building right here. It's almost like a cube, but it's really a face. Right eye, left eye, made out of rectangular with a protruding part to one side. Then and there's more faces or sculptures of faces, and it just doesn't stop anywhere. Look at that. My goodness. Now I see why that person sent me that picture. This can only be appreciated by somebody that knows about this deal. Well, now you know too. Look at this enormous statue, almost a statue, because it's just part of the entire thing. And there is something here that looks almost like a dish. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's another, like a statue, but it's not. This is one crazy looking deal here. Now I'm not gonna start writing, doing drawings and shit, because that's what froze off the computer before. Look at this, it's like a snake, and that's the right eye, the left eye, and that's the head. But it has more eyes. Look, it keeps going down this way, and look at this wall. Oh my goodness. It's just a never-ending deal. Look at this black crazy, I don't know how to call that shit. Check it out. How do you describe that? It looks like a freaking, how do you call that? Puzzle. A puzzle with several missing pieces. But what that really is the roof of a bunch of buildings. Well, the camera makes better sense than my eyes. That's the crazy part. What I see as black and stuff, the camera see the shapes correctly. I mean, the camera is really interpreting the image better than my eyes. That's why we cannot see these entities, because they use a different wavelength And they use a morphology that we just cannot figure out. Our brain is not made for that. We have to adapt to that if you really want to see stuff. Those gigantic faces in the sky, those are faces. Not that you see faces, no, those are faces. Those are projections that these entities do. So in reality, the sky over Earth it has a structure above that projects shit and create chaos, and they can create whatever they feel like. A badass hurricane, tornadoes. Now I found out that if you pray the right way and invoke the Creator's name, they will respect that. Because in 2 occasions already I started invoking the Creator and the storm just didn't touch me. It touched the neighbors. Around me was destruction, but not in my house. I live in a trailer. So now I know that what can I do with a badass tornado, right? The only thing I can do is call on the Creator and call Him with love, because that's the only thing that the Creator will answer to you if you call Him with love. That's all. Love, pure love. And with pure mind and you know, I don't eat meat. I quit eating meat a year ago. I feel fine. And I don't have the heavy burden on my head that I'm eating something that was murder. First it was torture, mistreated, and then murder. A conscious living entity. A pig, a chicken, those are all living entities that they know what you are going to do to them. That's why they are screaming their head off, kicking and screaming and flapping their wings, because they know what you're going to do to them. It's a sad thing that you feed them and they are nice and you pretend to be nice to later on go and break their neck or cut their head off. Or that is so fucking cruel and betrayal. Now I see why this entity hates us. We are nasty assholes. We think that we own this planet and all that shit. No, they own the planet. They own the entire solar system. We are just allowed to live here because the Creator probably told them, you don't touch these people. They might die, but you're not going to vanish all of them. Look at that thing right here. That looks like a craft. It doesn't look like it belongs to the structure right there. That deal right there. This. That looks to me like it's a craft. It has a shadow underneath. It looks like it does not belong to it. Just look at it. Hey, my goodness, what an image. That's all I can say. This is one of the best images I've seen of the moon. Look at that deal right there. Wow. let's darken, see if we can find something about the middle of the Sokolsky Lake, the crater, I'm sorry. So that's supposed to be a craft. It looks like a craft. Look, it has reptile heads on each end, right there. There's a big reptile head right here, and the right eye, the left eye. The other end, same thing. Look, it has a reptile head right there. There's another one here and here. This one is moved this way. So that looks like a craft. It is a craft. Now let's see what's in the dark area. That's the last part of this video. To see what's in that. Oh, okay. Now we'll get to see what's in that dark area. Nah, they black out most of it. Well, most of it, not all of it. See, you can only see little chunks, tiny little chunks of what was there. You can tell that the thing is filled with structures. In fact, there is another picture that really shows that part covered with structures. And I posted that image already. There's nothing new here to post. Except the picture itself. What was that right there? So now we turn the image the right and reset the image. And that is the image right there. See, it's not the same when you zoom in with the camera than if you do the picture, enlarge the picture. It will never be the same. There. Oh, another thing I didn't look at was the horizon above the moon. Nah, they cut out the space above the moon was manipulated, tampered with. See, you can only see very much the structures that are there right over the moon surface. See what I'm talking about? That's all you're gonna see because the rest was manipulated. See, those are the structures that go into space, that are above the moon. That's the initial part that goes between the ground on the moon and into space. That right there. I've seen this before in other pictures from the Galileo orbiter. Look at that. A major ass building that goes there. Oh my god, it got much too freaking dark. Hey, look at that. These are the structures that goes into space. Oh, they are enormous. That's why that Apollo 17 guy was saying that they were flying at 875 miles above the ground, and it's because of that. So their orbit had to be way up there. They only approached to land where there was no that structure, the part of the moon where the structure was not there. That gigantic, look at that building, look at that. See, you can do this with this picture, but make it smaller or make it bigger. Look at that. Incredible, man. And this is the enlargement allowing the picture itself. Wow, man, look at that. My goodness, look at that. see this. Nevertheless, this close. Look at the size of those buildings, my goodness. Wow. Hundreds of miles large, many miles tall, many. Look at that one. Check it out. This is the icing. Oh, look, it has it's like a dome, and it goes up like that. Boom. You can see the silhouette of the building right there. Look, it's like a dome, like a bell. And then you can see the hexagonal and look at that one. Check it out. Check it out. Wow. This is the icing on the cake right there. The structures that goes into space. Look at those structures. My God, those are huge. That moon Miranda from Jupiter, the moon has the same in the picture I've seen. I had those pictures. It has the same thing, buildings that goes above the moon and goes into whatever the space matrix. Look at that. Like a statue right there. There's a tube that goes up. You can see that the buildings, all the structure goes. I mean, look at that. Wow, look at that one. Bunch of windows and everything. can see the corner right there. That was it. That one, it has a face, a reptile face right there. Right eye, left eye, the mouth, but it's another pair of eyes right there. Damn. That was it. Imagine a 60% and it's that big. Check it out. Look at that. You can see right under that structure right there. Enormous structure that looks like a whole cap of a car. Hundreds of miles large in diameter, probably. This picture has that function that you can make it ultra large or that small. I've never seen a picture you could do that. Oh, this is the first one that I got. Check it out. You click and it goes huge. Oh man. The pair of eyes right there. Big face. Okay.